Hello, hello. This is the My Artifact episode number 3441. Today's date is 7th of June 2025. It's been almost like evening at 8, sorry, 6:41 p.m. Why I'm recording Artifact at this period of time? Usually at this time, usually at the evening, I went to work out, but I didn't really went to work out. Yeah. Why? Just like hardly 2-3 hours ago, I masturbate, and I feel really fucked up. Yeah. Okay. So the last time I masturbate. Okay. Last time I masturbate. Wait. Let me tell you my entire data of masturbation. Okay. So that you might understand that key how fucked up person I am. Okay. Yeah. Wait. Where is my MDF app? Okay. Yeah. So today I masturbate. It's 1 hour 20 minutes ago I masturbate. Okay. Today's date is 7th of June. Okay, yeah. I also masturbate at 5th of June too. Okay, yeah. So that means it's just only 1 days of gap. 1 day, 18 hours. Okay. Before that, I masturbate 2nd of June. Okay, yeah. Like basically from 2nd of June to 5th of June, it has almost like a 2 days of gap. And before that, I masturbate at 26th of May. So which is really good. From the 26th of May, I masturbate. Then 29, 30, 31, and 1. That means 4 days of gap. So basically from last 3 masturbation, I realized that key I am kind of like something masturbating a lot. Okay, I'm a little bit addicted. I'm going towards to become addiction of this masturbation. Uh, is wrong. Okay, yeah, it is like this is wrong. Masturbation is wrong. Okay, yeah. It not only impact my health, yeah, because of this I didn't really went to work out. Yeah, it does feel little bit of tricky to me. Tricky, kind of like a dizzy, kind of like a something delusion, kind of like a something tired, something I'm feeling right now. uh because of this tiredness and things like that, it affect my productivity. I wanted to do some sort of thing in my life. Every day matters to me. Like today's target is that I have to be upload 2 design. I uploaded only 1 design. Second design I will gonna upload after this artifact. But this delay is actually happened. Like I usually done my all my design till 6 p.m. Okay, then I went to workout. So after the workout, I don't really have any worry regarding about my daily task and things like that. But still, I haven't really done my second design. So problem, whatever. But I think that I could do that. I would, like, I have to do anything that I have to be complete this second design. But because of this masturbation, it affect me multiple times. It affect so much. Okay, my thought, yeah, it's a really bad thing. Okay, yeah. So today I decided that like every time this masturbation is actually happen, I try to analyze myself that key why this happened, what are the triggered point, and yeah, what are the triggered point and how to reduce those triggered point to not to happen this thing in the future. Okay, so how this thing actually happened. So there is a very bad habit that I am feeling right now. Yeah. What bad habit? Okay. I am not using Instagram, by the way. Okay, I access Instagram from the Chrome browser. All right, but one of the biggest problem is that ki when I wake up in the morning, I have to go to bathroom. Okay, yeah, but I have to hold myself for creating pressure. What do you mean by pressure? Okay, yeah. So basically, what exactly is this thing that ki if you just wake up and directly went to the bathroom for number two, okay, yeah, you just have to wait for that to come out and things like that. Okay, yeah, and then you done that thing. Okay, but I have very like a not so good habit that ki I usually wait for creating a pressure. Like I usually wait for pressure. Okay, yeah. So how do I create that pressure? Okay, a kind of like a, some certain surrounding that I created to create the pressure. First of all, I really required a kind of like a something a cold weather or kind of like a something like a it should supposed to be kind of like a little bit cold or little bit kind of like a something air or things like that. Okay, so I have kind of like a something table fan at my room. Okay, yeah. So that table fan is really good. Okay. So what exactly happened? Soon as I wake up, I usually wake up at 6:30, 7 a.m. Okay, yeah. I wake up. Okay. I went downstairs, open up my room, turn on my table fan, and kind of like a stand in front of it. Okay, yeah. Because of this cold thing, I feel little bit of chilly, but it is really good for kind of like a creating pressure. I don't know, but this actually happened automatically. Yeah, a little bit of chilly. Okay, yeah. It the pressure generate at least like it required at least like a 10 minute to generate pressure. Yeah, like literally 10 minute to generate pressure. So I have 10 minute to wait for the pressure. So for that 10 minute, what should I supposed to do? Okay, yeah. So I was kind of like a something open up the Instagram, looking at how many followers did I get, how many subscribers did I get on YouTube platform, vagara, vagara, vagara. Okay, but all those information is like checking every day. It's nothing really matter. Yeah, like I seen that. Okay, 100 followers actually follows my Instagram profile. Yeah, almost like a 2 3 people are actually subscribed my YouTube channel, vagara, vagara. Okay, I seen that thing. It's not really that kind of like something very different to me, and also it doesn't really excite me that much too. Okay, because nothing really changed. You know, yeah. What exactly is this thing? Then there is a one weird thing that I do. Okay, yeah. I go to the Instagram and kind of like look at the kind of like a somebody photo of beautiful girls or half naked girls or girls who's actually wearing bikinis or things like that. I don't know why, but this is actually happened from last 2 3 months. Okay, yeah. Like before that, I usually do the same thing, yeah. But I usually kind of like a something watch some sort of analytics, kind of like a looking at the why people are subscribe my channel, like content creation, like a CTC rate and things, whatever. Yeah, I just look at the analytics every day, every morning, Instagram and Facebook, both the thing, because I'm the content creator. Okay, yeah. But almost like a, from 2 3 months, I was kind of like a somebody just watching this um beautiful girl, half naked girl on bikini on Instagram platform, and then I look at her profile, and then there is a link on the kind of like a bio. I click that bio, then there is a multiple websites are there, sensitive website like OnlyFans, then Twitter. Okay, yeah. Then I click on Twitter because Twitter is a platform that allows creator to upload their nude photos. Yeah, like on the Twitter you could upload nude photos too. Okay, yeah. So I might think that I might gonna found this creator nude photo on Twitter because Instagram doesn't really allow that. So I think I went to the Twitter, then look for kind of like a nude photo and properly. Sometimes I found, sometimes I didn't really found, and things like that. So what I'm trying to tell you, because of this thing, because of kind of like a finding a beautiful girl, finding her profile, then look at her kind of like a Twitter profile, then I found something really nude photo of that girls and things like that. It it get me little bit of something, something that he something, a challenge for me to do that thing, to kind of like a find some sort of nude photo for that particular good looking girl. Okay, yeah. And that is completely wrong, dude. Okay, yeah. Like basically just imagine now, you just wake up. Okay, yeah. And this is the thing that you are doing right now. You just wake up, just almost like a 10-minute ago, you just wake up and you are doing this thing. That is like this is the first information that you are getting to your brain, a nude woman girl. Like how fucked up is that thing? So I thought that this is actually happened is because of I am at, my age is 31, almost 32, yeah. Like within almost like a 2-3 months I will be 32. Okay, so I am at peak at this hormones and things like that, sexual things. So probably these things actually happen because I am actually at the peak of my age where I have to do a kind of like a sexual intercourse and things like that. So that's why I'm kind of like a thinking that. Okay, and I think because of I my dick gets really hard and just really fucked up thing. Okay, yeah. So this is the problem that I'm been through for almost like a last 2-3 months. Okay, yeah. I haven't really talked about this thing in Artifact because I didn't really think that it was kind of like some bigger issues. Okay, yeah. Because usually my masturbation gaps, I maintain my masturbation gap for almost like 3 to 4 days. Okay, yeah. And I'm maintaining this thing. But today is, I didn't really maintain the gap. Like within a second days I just masturbate, and this is completely wrong, legitly wrong. So I this is really wrong. Okay. um okay, so this is actually happened from last 2-3 months. Okay, yeah. What is actually happened today? What exactly reason that meant to kind of like a something do masturbate? Okay, yeah. So basically this thing, today I wake up. Okay, yeah. Also morning I record the artifact, early morning. Okay, yeah. I talk about the kind of like assembly, what kind of like a documents do I really required for establish my business and things like that. Okay, yeah. I get little bit of value while I was recording. Then after that I did little bit of work at my home, mopping the floor and things like that. Okay, yeah. And then after that I went to kind of like a something cutting my hair. Okay, yeah. I shave my beard. Okay, and then after that I did my design. Okay, yeah. I kind of like a creating my design on my Photoshop, वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. Okay, yeah. Now let me tell you one thing regarding about me. While I was creating my content, like while I was creating my design on Photoshop. Okay, while I was doing this thing, I usually watch bunch of videos on YouTube platform. Okay, simultaneously I will do design on Photoshop. Like basically at the same time I am doing the Photoshop, and at the same time I am watching kind of like assembly to something like that documentary regarding about the kidney and kind of like a something like heart. Like basically there is a channel named Infinity Stream. Okay, yeah, on my feed. Okay, and basically in that particular channel it's a kind of like a somebody telling the information regarding about how does your kidney work, or how does your heart work or liver work in details and things like that. Okay, yeah. So basically this video I was actually watching simultaneously I was doing the design. By the way, this is not the kind of like a things that I'm doing first time. I was actually doing this thing for kind of like a simply, like I'm literally habitual regarding about that. Okay, yeah. It's not that ki kind of like a simply I'm not doing it, I'm kind of like a simply doing it first time. No, it's just like that ki I'm kind of like capable enough to do my design simultaneously. I will kind of like uh watch movies or kind of like a documentary videos, or yeah, this kind of like something really helped me to focus on my work, Probably, like basically, what do you mean by that? You are watching movies simultaneously while you are making design. How should you supposed to be focused? Well, yeah, I don't know, yeah. But because of this thing, na, like basically designing Photoshop, like designing the graphics on the Photoshop, it was like a really boring thing, dude. Yeah, literally rigid boring thing. Yeah, and it's not that kind of like something I just started this thing. Like I'm doing this thing for like years. Like when I was kind of like doing my job since 2017. Okay, yeah. I was kind of like doing CAD design. Okay, yeah, computer aided design modeler. Okay, so I used to do kind of like a some design, and at that time I have to sit in front of the desk almost like a 7 to 8 hours, and it was quite and boring. So usually, all the employees or colleague of that particular company usually wear some sort of headphone and they listen music. Okay, yeah. And I do the same thing too. Okay, like I just listen the music and started doing my kind of like a work. It really helped me. Okay, it really helped me to not only focus, but as also I could kind of like sit for longer hours and kind of like do my work. And it didn't really affect me that much because my kind of like a mind is actually focused on some sort of mind is actually focused on what is actually am I listening a music or podcast or whatever it is. And regarding about design, but dude, uh, if you are kind of like somebody designing like a CAD modeling design or Photoshop graphic design, okay, yeah, you need to be fully focused now. Well, okay, that's a really good point. Okay, that's a really good point. Okay, let me tell you one thing. Okay, so it's not the kind of like a somebody design that I'm doing first time. Okay, yeah, I almost like a design thousands of graphic design on Photoshop, thousands of graphic design. Yeah, literally thousands, more than that. Yeah, because I practice. I know that what command, what does it do? Okay, yeah. So basically, if I just kind of like a something, I just wanted to cut. If I have kind of like a timeline and I just wanted to cut the particular timeline, I just press C and just like cut it. Okay, yeah. Like this kind of like information, I don't really recall. It just happen automatically. Yeah, I just press sync, cut it. And for that thing, for that particular process, I shouldn't I don't really just pause the video, I pause the movie or pause the music and kind of like a recall and do the thing. No, it happened automatically, na. Like basically what I'm trying to tell you is this thing regarding about the graphic design as well as regarding about the CAD modeling design. I was kind of like simply designing this thing for so much amount of time and I had practice so much. Okay, yeah. So my hand and everything that I do for design is inside my like a mind. It doesn't really require a kind of like a somebody give me a proper attention. Okay, a kind of like a somebody is this thing that key running. Let's just say running. Okay, yeah. So basically, I know how to run. Okay, yeah. So basically, if I focus on my run, will I be improve my running? Well, I don't know will it work or not. Like it might gonna work on the athlete who kind of like a run for almost like a sprinting for those things, but I'm not a sprinter. Okay, I just need a run for kind of like a simply 30-minute long non-stop. Okay, yeah. So basically, while I was running, I feel pain. I feel kind of like a pain and things like that. And I wanted to distract my mind that ki I shouldn't supposed to feel that pain. So what kind of like a stuff should I supposed to do to not to feel that pain? I listen the music. This is what exactly what I do in doing my design like that. Okay, yeah. Like while I was creating design, the designing takes time. Okay, literally if I wanted to create any graphic design, it will take at least like a 1 hour. Okay, yeah, 1 hour or 1.5 an hour. Okay, so basically is this thing, if I have know that what exactly design I have to make and all the asset that I know which is already exist or available, then I don't really think that yeah, I should need to put anything effort. I just need to put the headphone and kind of like a watch or listen any podcast, movies, or whatever it is, and simultaneously I could do the design. Okay, I could do the design. Okay, it work while I was kind of like a doing job. It work 2 days too. Okay, basically, if you think that I was actually losing the focus, no, nothing like at all. If the design does really require a kind of like something very prestigious kind of like a things on that period of time, yeah, I just do pause the music and kind of like a focus on that design, focus on that particular craft, that how do I supposed to do this thing. Okay, yeah. So basically, if you are thinking that ki, am I kind of like doing the two thing at the same time, well, I think that ki my brain is capable enough to do the designing while I was watching watching the movies or things like that. I could do both at the same time, and basically, it's not that kind of like something very difficult thing. Okay, because I have kind of like experience of thousands of design that I made in previous, so that's why I have a little bit of experience. So it doesn't really require that much effort for me. So that's why. Okay, yeah. I am not giving this suggestion for the people who are just started designing this thing or designing the craft and stuff like that. You have to be kind of like a do that particular design. Okay, practice, practice, practice. Then you are capable enough to know all those tools, shortcuts, and things like that. Then you will watch any movies or anything simultaneously. You can design too. It's basically, I'm not kind of like only a special person who could do the both the thing at the same time. I seen so many people who could do the things. Like I seen the people who read the book while they are listening the podcast on the mobile phone. Legitly, yeah, legitly, they are reading. Like I don't know, basically they are kind of like they have book, they have kind of like a reading the book, and simultaneously they are listening the podcast. Just like, dude, are you consuming both the thing at the same time? I say, yeah, I am consuming, and he consumed that. Like a entire thermodynamics, he just learned by listening podcast and understand the entire thermodynamics. I don't know how does it, but he did it. My brain didn't really reach that level of excellence at the moment, but I seen the people who could do that thing. Okay, yeah, so I'm not kind of like a some special person too, and as well as who you are, the person who is listening, you can do that thing too. Okay, yeah, if you are kind of like a being really kind of like a little bit of expert in particular field, then probably I don't know. Yeah, I'm not gonna give you any suggestion regarding about who you are and what kind of like a work that you do, but yeah, whatever. Jump into the masturbation. Okay, so what exactly happened? Okay, yeah, so I was kind of like doing the design, and simultaneously I was watching the documentary regarding about the kidney. Okay, yeah, how does kidney work and things, and that what is actually the kidney filtration filtrate the bloods, urinate, how this thing happened, every organs and things like that inside the kidney, वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. Okay, yeah. Then after I watched that particular documentary, then there is a movie is recommended on my YouTube feed. Okay, yeah, the movie name Mastizade. Okay, yeah. What is actually this movie? Okay, so this movie is a third class porn movie. It's not porn movie. It's a kind of like a something that ki porn triggered movie. I don't know, but what is actually in this movie? In this movie, they are kind of like a talk about the sexual stuff, sexual stuff with something really something really, sexual stuff, but not directly, indirectly sexual stuff. Okay, yeah. Then explicit images. Okay, yeah, the girl has a kind of like a bigger boobs, kind of like a showing the cleavage and things like that in the movie. I'm talking about Bollywood movie. Yeah. Okay, is it bad? No, it's not bad. Like a basically the censor board is actually allow them to publish in the, yeah, okay, because they are not kind of like a showing directly porn. They are kind of like a simply just like a showing the porn, but indirect way. Okay, not direct way, indirect way. Yeah, you could do that thing, or in verbally or in this and that. Okay, yeah, with fun and comedy. Okay, yeah. So so I was kind of like only watching that particular movie, and I just watch half a movie and realize that no, this is really wrong. Okay, I shouldn't supposed to watch that movie. Then I kind of like close that movie and kind of like listening some of the music or things like that. I was kind of like watching the comedy stand up. Okay, yeah, comedy stand up divert that kind of like some horniness, because while I was watching that particular movie, little bit of horny emotions are generated inside of me. Okay, yeah. So I just control that thing. I just control that thought. Okay, yeah. By watching the comedy startup, I laugh a little bit. Okay, yeah. Now what has actually happened? I done my design. Okay, edit my design, upload that design on Instagram and YouTube platform. Okay, yeah. And then after that, I realized that key, why not, like, at that time na, it just, I don't know, my brain, or not brain but actually me, I'm not capable enough to control my thoughts regarding about the sexual, regarding about horny, regarding about the masturbation. Okay. And also another thing regarding about masturbation na, if I if I have a kind of like a something thoughts about the masturbation. Okay, yeah, and I am eagerly wanted to kind of like a something masturbate. Okay, yeah, I just masturbate. Why? Because not doing masturbation is really required me effort to not to do masturbate. That means what is actually happened, that every time I'm kind of like a thinking that hey, I shouldn't supposed to do masturbate, I shouldn't supposed to do masturbate. Yeah, every time. Okay, yeah. And this is kind of like something really fucking me. Okay, yeah. Like I am not really focused on my work, I'm not really focused on my things. It's, yeah, because let me tell you one thing now, if I wanted to create any design or any creating kind of like assembly work and things like that, okay, yeah, it is kind of like assembly always be there. Huh, you will gonna limit that thing, like you will kind of like assembly that key, sex and horniness is kind of like assembly control when you do socialization, like you met with your friend or connect with the other or talk to your family or things like that, then probably this emotions, this horniness will gone, definitely gone. Okay, yeah. But probably is this thing na, ki most of the friend that I have is not exist in here, or not like they are exist but really far away. Okay, yeah. Another thing is that ki, in my family at this time, my parents are gone means like that, my parents are actually at the evening, my parents are went to kind of like some walk or somewhere. Okay, yeah. My sister is also kind of like doing something. So basically at the family I don't really have anything and to talk and things like that. So there is only option that I have is a talk with myself or focus on my work. Okay, yeah. Or when I focus on my work, then always thinking about that ki not to do masturbate, not to do masturbate, not to do masturbate. And because of this thinking is like a really fucking me. Okay, yeah. It's just like fuck it, dude. Let's just masturbate and just like live it like a, like just stress free, like a like basically what is actually happened na ki when I masturbate I feel really good. Okay, yeah, I feel really good means like that. Yeah, I just like a stress free. That's it. Fuck it. Like just masturbate khatam kar. Yeah. Like I don't want to be kind of like a think about that horny thoughts again and again. So this is what it is. And because of this thing, it affect my stamina too. It affect my stamina too. Okay. Um but dude, I think that now the stamina is actually meant for our like meant for like it's actually based on how do we kind of like a something, it's a thought process. Okay, it's whatever, dude. Okay, yeah. But this actually happened. I watched that particular movie and then I just can't stop thinking about that horny thoughts and things like that. After I done my design, I just realized that I just can't control this horny thing, so I just fuck it. I just masturbate, and I did masturbate, and and then I kind of like only regret of doing it that because of this thing I didn't really went to work out. Because of this thing, I will gonna do my design after this artifact. I will gonna do my design. Definitely, I will gonna do my design. Okay, yeah, but it feel a little bit of shameful inside of me. Yeah, so So this has happened, and then I realized that kid, dude, this is really fucked up. Okay, I just have to control my triggered point, and not to not like this triggered will not gonna happen in the future. So what I did, okay, I went to the Chrome browser, uh, changed the setting from clean browser, or kind of like a clean, like there is a safety privacy setting in this thing. Okay, like I just went to the YouTube, looking at the how do we kind of like a block all those porn website from the Chrome browser and things like that. They actually mentioned some sort of setting, you have to do those things, you have to do that thing. I did that thing, it worked really good. Okay, yeah. I also did kind of like assembly on the site, on the phone, that can not only Chrome, but in the rest of the phone I haven't really, I don't want to access any of those sexual content in anywhere. So in the setting there is some sort of stuff in to do setting, I did that, it worked. Also also is this thing, I went to the YouTube and kind of like a block all those sensitive content on YouTube platform, it work. Okay, yeah. Another thing, Twitter. Okay, yeah. Twitter is a kind of like a platform that allows user to kind of like a see the porn photo and things like that. Okay, yeah. But in Twitter platform they have kind of like a setting that you also block the sensitive content. I enable that setting, I enable that setting. So basically in my Twitter handle, or in my Twitter platform, I'm not, I won't be able to access any kind of like assembly porn or any sexual thing, which is also really good for me. Okay, another thing is a VPN. Okay, VPN are easy to access. There are lots of free VPNs are exist. You just have to download, click on it, and when you access the VPN, you can access the porn website too. Okay, yeah. So for that thing, there is also, I did little bit of setting to not to install any VPN or anything at all. Okay, so that I won't be able to access any porn website or things like that. Okay, yeah. So regarding about all those mobile setting I did to not to access any porn media on anywhere, not only on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Chrome browser. Yeah, I did all those setting, which kind of like is only control me to control me to not to do those things. Control the triggered point. Specifically, it control the triggered point that key in the future I might not get that kind of like a triggered point. Okay, yeah. But also another thing that key I have to be control myself. This thing is really wrong. Okay, yeah. I wanted to be a kind of like a some very bigger person in my life. This masturbation, I'm not against the masturbation, no. Masturbation is also, I am not kind of like a some person who is kind of like a simply say that ki doing a masturbation is good or not doing the masturbation is not good or good, I don't know. Okay, yeah. Like basically the Ayurveda people says that ki not doing masturbation is really good for you, or medical science says that ki doing a masturbation is also good. Okay, yeah. But in a balance. Okay, yeah. So what I'm thinking, what is actually my thought is that ki I am doing masturbation for almost like a 15-16 year. Okay, yeah. Like a first time I masturbate at the age of maybe at the age of 10th. Okay, at the 10th my age was almost like a 16. Okay, so it's almost like a half of my age. Okay, right now my age is almost like a 32. I'm probably 16th. Okay, so that means I was actually masturbate from 16 year, 16 fucking year, dude. Okay, yeah. And yeah, like and basically controlling this masturbation, controlling the triggered point, blocking all those websites and things like that. I did it before too. I did it before multiple times. I did it before. Okay, yeah. Then why do you think that you will gonna succeed at the moment, because you haven't really succeeded in the previous one? Well, dude, what I'm trying to tell you is this thing. Okay, yeah. Like all the steps that I did for controlling the masturbation, not stopping the masturbation. Okay, yeah, because before I get any girlfriend or things like that. Okay, yeah, somewhere I have to be masturbate. I will gonna masturbate, but I want it to be a balance. Okay, yeah, at least 5 days of gap. Okay, yeah, because having a 5 days of gap, it is really perfect balance for kind of like basically, if you are masturbating once in a week, that is okay too. Yeah, that is good. Okay, yeah, but if you went twice in a week or thrice in a week, this might be something really wrong. Okay, so I'm actually a bit more focused on once in a week. So if the masturbation happened once in a week, that is okay. Yeah, that is okay. Okay, so all the steps that I did to blocking all this website, controlling the sensitive content and everything, for it actually meant for controlling the masturbation, not to stop the masturbation. Okay, yeah. And obviously masturbation is like a masturbation, the only way that I will gonna stop masturbation by doing a sex. Okay, yeah, because when I do the sex, or when I will gonna do a sex, the 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 kind of like a something, the experience is something really amazing, and that experience is something really matter, that experience is something really good. Okay, yeah, like it's a kind of like it's something like that na ki, all this while you are kind of like eating the khichdi, and suddenly you get kind of like a something chicken. Chicken means sex, and khichdi means masturbation. Okay, yeah, so next time you will gonna prefer chicken, why would you supposed to be want to eat khichdi? No, nah. So basically is this thing, the only way that masturbation is actually stop is doing a sex. Okay, yeah, with consent, by the way. Okay, it's not kind of like a somebody you went to sex and sex with the multiple girls. No, like I'm talking about kind of like a somebody genuine healthy relation with your girlfriend, and basically doing a sex is also really good for you, good for her, to build your relationship, a better relationship. Okay, yeah, because you think that ki sex is a wrong. No, sex is really not wrong, definitely not. And we are humans are meant to do a sex. Okay, and it's not a wrong thing. Okay, yeah, like I don't know why does kind of like a movies and things like they are kind of like a say this thing, sex is a kind of like a taboo. No, it's not taboo. I don't really think that sex is a taboo, nothing really at all. Okay, yeah, you just have to find the right balance. Okay, yeah, find everything to kind of like only sex is a really good thing, dude. It kind of like a relieves you stress. Okay, yeah, it build up relation between you and your partner. Make sure that the sex that you are doing with a consent, with kind of like a somebody proper healthy relationship, with proper, not other person get hurt, like a basically you as well as your partner will also enjoy the sex. So it's a good thing, it's not a bad thing. Okay, so I don't really consider doing a sex is a bad thing. No, nothing really at all. Okay, doing a masturbation or doing more than 3 times in a week masturbation is a wrong thing. Yeah, you have to find the right balance. At least once in a week, that is okay, that is fine. All right, I just been talking about just masturbation for almost like a last 38 minutes. Like basically I decided that today I was actually talk about the kind of like a something GST regarding about talks and things like that, but I don't really think that, but whatever. Okay, yeah, I just it kind of like a something um giving me a little bit of freedom to express my thoughts and things like that regarding about masturbation and thoughts. Whatever, this is it, this then, and thank you.